Some films entertain, others reveal. In a world full of glittering blockbusters and feel-good stories, there are a few films that dare to dig deeper, exposing the uncomfortable truths we often choose to ignore. They shine a light on poverty, inequality, mental illness, class struggle, and the invisible systems that quietly shape our lives. These movies aren't just fiction. They are reflections of the world we live in. Through powerful storytelling and unforgettable characters, they confront the harsh realities of society head-on, forcing us to question what we've always accepted as normal. In this video, we'll explore 5 thought-provoking films that hold up a mirror to our world and challenge us to look a little closer. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to support the channel and discover more content like this. 1. Parasite. Parasite, directed by Bong Joon-ho, is a profound cinematic work that reflects the harsh realities of class inequality in modern society. The film centers around 2 families, the impoverished Kim family, living in a damp semi-basement, and the wealthy Park family, residing in a luxurious mansion. As each member of the Kim family cleverly parasites their way into the Park household, as tutor, driver, housekeeper, and more, the film gradually reveals a stark contrast between 2 worlds, one of light, comfort, and abundance, the other of darkness, survival, and despair. However, Bong Joon-ho does not draw a clear moral line between good and evil, right and wrong. Instead, he portrays every character as a victim of an unjust social system. The Kims are not inherently bad, they are simply doing whatever they can to survive. The Parks are not outright villains, yet their indifference and sense of superiority inflict deep harm. The film's climax erupts into tragedy, as poverty, rage, and years of repression finally reach a breaking point. Parasite is not just a critique of a brutally stratified society. It's also a haunting question about social mobility in a world where the circumstances of your birth determine so much of your destiny. 2. Joker, 2019. Joker, 2019, directed by Todd Phillips, is not just a film about the origin of a famous villain. It is a bleak and haunting portrait of modern society, where apathy and injustice can push a person to the edge. The main character, Arthur Fleck, a man suffering from a neurological disorder, living in isolation and poverty, represents the invisible people of society, the forgotten, the damaged, and those slowly losing their humanity. The film traces Arthur's psychological unraveling through a series of seemingly small events: public humiliation, job loss, lack of access to mental health care, and the discovery of painful secrets about his family. One by one, these blows push him closer to the brink until he transforms into Joker, a figure of chaos who no longer believes in any moral values, acting only through pain and rage. Joker doesn't justify violence. It asks a difficult question: what happens when no one listens to the most vulnerable among us? The film explores themes of social inequality, the widening gap between rich and poor, the moral decay of the public, and the failure of systems meant to support those in need. With its dark, oppressive vision of Gotham and its deeply psychological character study, Joker is a chilling warning about a world that is losing its capacity for empathy. By telling the story of a villain through a human lens, the film forces viewers to reconsider how we treat the broken, and the price we all pay when society leaves no room for compassion. 3. Fight Club, 1999. Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, is an iconic film that deeply reflects the identity crisis of modern individuals in a consumerist society. The protagonist, an unnamed man suffering from chronic insomnia and trapped in a monotonous corporate lifestyle, represents a generation of men who have lost a true sense of purpose. They live under the pressure of materialism, advertisements, and emotionless social standards. When the protagonist meets Tyler Durden, a rebellious, instinct-driven man, they co-found Fight Club, a secret group where men release their anger and affirm their existence through bare-knuckle brawls. The club soon evolves into a radical movement called Project Mayhem, aiming to dismantle the consumerist system and overthrow financial power structures. However, Fight Club does not simply glorify violence or anarchism. Instead, it is a sharp critique of consumerism, which has led people to lose their sense of self. It also serves as a warning about the dangers of seeking identity through extremes and destruction. The film's major twist, that Tyler Durden is merely a suppressed alter ego of the protagonist, exposes the deep psychological turmoil consuming the modern individual. Fight Club raises profound questions about masculinity, personal freedom, awakening, and the choice between living as a cog in the societal machine or daring to break free to rediscover oneself. It is a violent yet deeply human declaration of inner rebellion in a world that feels overly programmed. 4. Snowpiercer, 2013. Snowpiercer, directed by Bong Joon-ho, is a powerful metaphor for class society and systemic injustice. The film is set in a post-apocalyptic world, where Earth has been completely frozen due to the failure to stop climate change. All the surviving humans are confined to a train that endlessly circles the globe, Snowpiercer. But instead of being a place of salvation, the train becomes a microcosm of society, with rigid class divisions. The wealthy live in the luxurious front cars, while the poor are crammed into the tail section, enduring inhumane conditions. The story follows Curtis, a man from the lowest class, who leads a rebellion from the back of the train toward the front, seeking to overthrow the unjust order. Along the way, he witnesses the opulence and indifference of the elite, as well as the dark secrets that uphold the system. But the closer he gets to the engine, the more he realizes a bitter truth. The very system he despises is what has been keeping humanity's fragile survival intact. Snowpiercer is not merely an action film. It's a scathing indictment of a social structure where power and resources are distributed with extreme inequality. The film poses a provocative question. Can a revolution truly change the system, or is everything doomed to repeat in a different form? With its strong symbolism and profound message, Snowpiercer speaks not only of climate catastrophe, but also serves as a brutal metaphor for division, where people are imprisoned in a closed world, both literally and figuratively. 5. The Platform, El Hoyo, 2019. The Platform, El Hoyo, is a sharp social allegory directed by Galder Gaztelu Urrutia, set in a vertical prison called the Vertical Self-Management Center, where inmates are assigned to different levels. Each day, a platform filled with food descends from the top, stopping for 2 minutes on each floor. Those on the upper levels eat first, often indulging or wasting, while those on the lower levels are left with scraps, or nothing at all. The film powerfully reflects class inequality. Those at the top enjoy abundance and excess, while those below fight to survive, often turning to violence and despair. One striking feature of the system is that every month, prisoners are randomly reassigned to a different level, illustrating the instability and cruelty of the structure, as well as how easily people's attitudes change when they gain power. The main character, Goreng, is the only person who enters this system voluntarily. Through his journey from the top levels to the very bottom, from passive observer to active resistor, he gradually realizes that real change requires not just awareness, but also action. Together with another inmate, he attempts to send a message to the top, a single untouched panna cotta, symbolizing consciousness and rebellion. The Platform is a direct critique of capitalist society, where the unequal distribution of resources breeds suffering and chaos. It poses a haunting question. If everyone took only what they needed, could we coexist peacefully? Or is human nature doomed to fall back into selfishness and competition, regardless of the level we find ourselves on? Thank you for watching. These films are more than just entertainment. They hold up a mirror to the complex and often unfair realities of our society. Hopefully, they inspire us to see the world with deeper understanding and empathy for the social issues around us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos. See you next time!